Hey there, that's the American Mutt, independent, also a member of the Holy Spirit of Humanity. I'm watching a young YouTuber, Amir Odon, Odom. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. He's a young black man, and he's a really smart young guy. So check him out. And my last video was on him. I forgot to say his name in the video, but I did put him in the mentions because he's a good YouTuber. But he's talking about racism. And one of the questions, have you ever had someone cross the street because you're walking down? How's that a racist thing? If anything, that's a chauvinist thing. Don't women say all men are dangerous? All men are going to harm them? So that pretty much counts every man that walks down the street, so that question's wiped out. How about, what was another one? Has anybody grabbed their purse or all that? Now, I'm a Gen Xer. And I also like punk. I grew up listening to punk rock, heavy metal music, Iron Maiden, bands like that, Motley Crue. And believe it or not, people feared us. Us long hairs that wore an earring. We were being feared. Look at old movies in the 80s, the horror movies. It's always the punk rockers. Even in Death Wish, it was a bunch of punks, white punks that did the murders and did what they did, the unaliving. So it's kind of ironic how that question would even be brought up. Because people like me, and I've even been, I had a Native American guy on TikTok before I got permanently banned, that said to me the one day, oh, well, you're just a whitey. And I said, no, I'm an American mutt. I was like, my dad's Indian, from America, Susquehannock Indian, and my mom was Irish. I'm a mixed breed mutt, and I'm damn proud of being a mutt because I am here because of them two mating together. That's why I don't mind black, white, Asian, everybody. Just start mixing, and then we can get this whole racist shit over with. Have you ever been escorted or followed around a store? Yes. Men get followed around the store all the time. White men, black men, Asian men, doesn't really matter. We get followed. Even though the funny thing is, women shoplift more than men. Have you ever been afraid of the cops? Hummelstown, PA. We had a cop, a female cop, shoot a white man for not having registration after she tased him 7 times. A white guy. You never hear about it because they let her go. There was no big riot over this one. And you can look it up on Penn Live News. Lisa Merkel, Hummelstown police officer shooting. Watch the video of the tasing. And you tell me if this man was harmful. He wasn't. He was dying. And she finished the job. But there was another case. How about Kansas City this past year? A young white kid walking out after he paid for his groceries got rolled by the police. Doesn't happen to white people, right? How about the little 18-year-old girl that just got her ass rolled by the cop and thrown in jail? Doesn't happen to white people, right? You want to know who I fear more? The white president right now that's blowing up people. That's who I fear. I don't fear black people at all. I've never feared black people. But then again, I was raised in a situation where my relatives were marrying black people. They didn't really care. My last name is Hicks. And I'm almost willing to bet you will find more black Hickses than white because it's a Christian name given to the slaves that came over and also given to the Native Americans that they killed 5 million of. We always seem to forget about the 5 million Native Americans. Whenever you talk about slavery in the United States, remember 5 million. More Native Americans were slaughtered than black people brought to this country. Only 2 million black people were brought here to the United States during slavery. Most of them went south. Brazil got 7 million. Do we hear about Brazil being racist? No. They are communists now, though. Well, at least a member of the Communist Party. But when I hear black people try to say that they're picked on more, bullshit. That's why I never understood, oh, men wearing makeup's bad. If you grew up in the 80s, fucking Twisted Sister makeup. We went to movies like Rocky Horror Show. We didn't care. That's why I think Gen X really don't give that much of a rat's ass about the whole trans thing. Most of us understand we were the weird ones. I was the generation where punk rock came out, where men would spike their hair, wear makeup, earrings, fucking even dresses. I was part of the generation of the heavy metal bands. You ever see Rob Zombie? Black eyeliner. Alice Cooper. Matter of fact, there's only a few bands that were big hair bands that really weren't makeup people. Iron Maiden didn't really do it. Scorpions didn't really do it. Rat did. But see, we grew up where men were wearing makeup. And it's so funny because anybody that says a man wearing makeup is a weakling, Donald Trump wears makeup. Anybody that goes on TV is wearing makeup. Is Clint Eastwood a wimp? I'd love to see you say that. Even at his age, he'd probably knock your ass out. No disrespect to Clint Eastwood. I'm a big fan. He's one of my favorites. He probably is him or James Garner, top 2 favorite cowboys. And I love your movies, Clint. I'd love to meet you someday. Space Cowboys, one of my favorite movies. Sorry, I had to get sidetracked. A little commercial for Clint because I am a Clint Eastwood fan. He had respect. He understood that the body's a temple. He understood what it was to be a real man. He built his own empire, and I have respect for that. He's one of the wealthy I would never touch because he earned it. But we live in a world where you're told that because your skin color, it makes a difference. It does not. It's only when you believe it makes a difference does it make a difference. If you believe in God, we're all his children or her children or its children. God has no gender. Whether you're black, white, whatever, you're human. And the moment we get over this whole race thing, we can move forward. Scientists have literally proven that racism makes you stupid because you're not understanding underneath the skin is the same fucking human that you are. Just because my hair looks like this doesn't mean that person that's black skin and has curly hair is any different. It's still hair. I grew up with white kids who had one black parent and they had curly hair. They're still human. So I never understood the whole being against gays. I want to turn gay back into happiness. Hey, are you having a gay day? Yeah, thank you. But as of right now, gay means hatred for some reason. And you know what's so weird? I've met a lot of gay people in my life. And on average, they're about the same as straight people on who they dislike and who they like. I've met gay racists. I've met black racists against black people. It's so fucked up. One of the things, though, I would like to ask of black people, quit using that word. Anytime I hear that word, it's just a negative. Anytime. It's a... That's my own personal opinion. If you use it to describe the color in Spanish, I don't have a problem. It's when it's changed, then the problem comes. Because it has always been a deflammatory statement. It's always been negative. And I don't want anybody to ever look at someone else and think a negative. The more people back each other, the more people understand we're all fucking humans. If aliens come to this planet, are you going to say, wait a minute, we got black humans over here, we got Spanish humans over here, we got Chinese humans over here? The alien's going to be like, you're fucking human. No, we're this human. No, you're just human. You're on this rock together. We're all on one big continent if you actually understood that the oceans are on top of a landmass. So we're all connected. We're only separated by a giant moat. Let's work together. Come join us in the independent party. Leave the hatred at the door. We don't need the hatred. We might change your opinion on religion, because unfortunately religion pushes hatred, and we got to get rid of that part. God should never be talked about as hatred, and yet God is. Remember, religion wants God to come fuck up the planet so they can build heaven. Us witches, our God is already on the planet, and we want to work with our God to keep it alive because we're part of it. Skin color makes no difference. That's like saying a red rose bush is different than a pink rose bush. Or a tulip of one color is not the same breed as a tulip of another color. It's retarded. It's still a tulip. It's still a rose bush. Is one pit bull different than another? In a little bit, but they're still pit bulls. They're still American mutts. And that's what most of us are anymore. So why don't we join as the American Mutt Pack? Support Kennedy. I'm a big fan of Kennedy. I wish you'd get a hold of me, Robert. I want to get you in the White House, and I know how to do it. And it's with the truth. And with you doing the right thing, Kennedy. But you need to find me. My TikTok's gone. I cannot access it. I'm permanently banned. But so far, I'm still allowed on YouTube. And I have been cautious. I'm not as vocal as I was on TikTok. TikTok allowed me to get away with a lot more than YouTube would. And even then, they banned me. I find out don't compare Republicans with the Chinese party on TikTok, or Democrats with the Chinese party on TikTok, because they get really mad about it. Kind of weird how that works. The people that are banning the company, and this is what's so funny with the TikTok ban. You know who else banned TikTok? China. Kind of weird. The one company that both America and Russia or China agree on banning TikTok, because China doesn't have TikTok. Other than the government things that they add on their version, what they created, theirs is better. They teach science, they teach math, they teach survival. I just don't like the anti-American thing they teach. Because all we want to do is let your people be free. I know. China, you get pissed about that freedom shit because you think you lose control. But look what's happening in the United States when they're trying to put control on the people. And if we take our corrupt system down and put good politicians, we're not out to change the Constitution. Other than all men are created equal. It's all humans. And that's about it I can think of. Oh, and we should allow, and this will piss off a lot of people, but since we already did allow it, we should allow, if you're not born a resident of the United States, you should be allowed to run. Because our first 8 presidents were not natural-born American citizens. And I only did that because I wanted to see Jenks join up with Kennedy instead of, I don't like your VP pick, Kennedy, but I like you enough that I'll still back you, Kennedy. But you need to get a hold of me. I can get you this election. I know what the common man wants because I am the common man. I never had a silver spoon. I'm the child that had to carve his spoon. Be safe. Be strong. Let's end racism. You're all fucking humans. You wouldn't even know what to do if aliens showed up. Are you a white alien, a red alien, a green alien? No, you're going to call them aliens. What color is your God? Mine's all the colors of the rainbow, plus the rainbow combined. So come join us in the independence. Leave the hate at the door. Kennedy, you need to get a hold of me. I do not want Trump or Democrats or Trump in power. And I liked your dad, and I liked your uncle. I was one of the Americans that cried when Bobby died. Be safe, be strong, be free. And let's end the racism. You're all just fucking humans. Get over it.